Hello, and welcome back to Manapot Studios' Pathfinder 2e actual play, Champignons de la Liberté. I am your host and GM for this evening, Krifu Bernal. My pronouns are he, him, and I am super excited to be back here with the Champignons themselves. Before we get any further into tonight's episode, I don't know what episode is in French. Might be episode. Let's go ahead and meet our cast. Starting with Retroted.
Hello, I'm Retroted. I play Jiggles the Heckler, who is a wished alive poppet. And Jiggles is very much looking forward to entering the town of Saddleworth and finding out what is going on.
Hi, I'm Pan. I play Joyous Hartwell. He's glad to just be on land, frankly, in a town that's not on the sea or the river. It's good times. He is a half-elf magus, which is a fighter with some magic bits on it. Oh, my pronouns are he's a, his are him.
Hi, I'm Inez. My pronouns are she, her, and tonight I will be playing Jet, as always, the gunslinger fetchling who is getting more and more power hungry and
But also thinner, so more hungry in general.
Yes, absolutely. Yes,
Just hungry.
She's just hungry. She just needs a meal, dude. Anyways, yeah, I'm excited to see Saddleworth 2. It's the first city outside of Galt that we're seeing. So.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, Afe will not be able to join us tonight or for the future episodes of this campaign. As a very famous actor in a classic movie once said, life finds a way. And in this case, life finds a way to mess up role-playing game scheduling plans, unfortunately. But we hope to see Afe in chat in the future, and we are going to be taking a break next week anyway, so it's actually really good timing to help us bring in another cast member in the next 2 weeks. So keep an eye out for potential updates in the next few weeks. So without further ado, let's go to the movies.
Why did you ever come so near? Why did you suddenly disappear? I felt secure until we kissed.
The sun is shining over the picturesque village of Saddleworth. Saddleworth is a village is the word. There are a few different roads into town, with maybe a dozen different buildings. Let's go to the map. Quite small as far as towns go. That's why it's called a village. That's me trying to vamp as I get everything in order on my 3 monitors, but 2 monitors in my laptop. The journey from the inn where you stayed the night at the river, it was uneventful. Except for the very beginning, when our friend Bork made his goodbyes. Yeah, you see, you guys, I got offered a job here on the beautiful Dreamer, and well, it's going back to Isan anyway, and I'm getting kind of worried about my stuff there, and well, I hope you guys understand.
It will be a great shame, but I hope to see you soon. When I come back with these two as well, we will see you soon.
Of course, Bork. You seem like a natural on this ship anyway. You know, it's like you were born to do it.
Ah, shucks. Thanks, guys.
Block. I hate to say it, but I've enjoyed working with you up until now.
Well, and he kind of like kicks the sand a little bit on the beach. And then gets up onto the dock, the top of the beautiful Dreamer, and he and the rest of the crew wave goodbye as they take off back up the East Stellan River, back towards Isarn with the goods that they've gathered. But we montage. You, the four of you, travel on foot towards the village of Saddleworth. It takes probably about the first half of the morning, so that by the time you arrive, it's late morning, almost noon. There may be a sense of trepidation as you arrive and enter into the village. For the last several miles, you've encountered the occasional family fleeing from the isolated countryside, eyes wide with fear, and hurriedly avoiding any contact with your group. Any questions asked or assistance offered, any kind of conversation is hurriedly rebuffed with mumbles and ominous warnings for you to turn around and go back to where you came from. Despite the sun being at near its zenith here, the sky appears oddly painted with a strange amber darkening to the east. Though no glow foretells of fire, the horizon seems as if something is coloring it with a wet and smoky brush. As you cross into the gates of the town of Saddleworth, the people who remain here look sullen and forlorn. It's easy for all of you to sense their unease and dread.
This is terrible. These people are cowed, but by what?
It doesn't seem anything natural, that's for sure. I mean, I am used to a strange reception, but these people wanted nothing to do with anyone. They were fleeing for their lives.
Shit, any ideas? I was thinking perhaps we could maybe check out the tavern or town hall, perhaps people who can't really turn us away other than the normal folk. We could maybe get some answers, just so we know what we're up against.
Is there I'm like, I don't know why I'm imagining like a smell in the air that is like does it smell off here, or is it just like the normal air? Does something feel
Is this
off?
a stinky village? Is what we're asking.
Is this a village?
Stinky village.
No, there's nothing off with the smell of the air. Although the way it looks off on the horizon, you can imagine that were the wind to pick up suddenly and blow from the east, you might smell something off.
As we walk through the town, do we notice our sort of businesses going about their daily business, or
Yeah.
places that would normally be open, say the blacksmiths and things like that, shut down? Or...
It looks like a lot of the buildings here there are a few homes where you can see some of the windows and doors may have been boarded up. As you enter into the center of the town, you can see several market stands, like stalls that are set up, and it feels like the way that this market area is set up around a small, cheerily babbling fountain, which is quite odd and off in this sort of like somber setting. You could imagine that in a different time, this place would be filled with people coming from the nearby hamlets and farms to do their trade. For now, though, it's the open air market here is fairly quiet. Any merchants that see you are quick to offer up their wares, delicious pears and other orchard fruits, fruity ales, well-woven baskets, and hearty sacks. Any consumables up to level 6 are available for purchase. Shopping episode.
Montage.
I think it might be an idea to loosen some tongues with coin. We have to get supplies anyway, and we can find out what happened here.
Well, if it is anything like any other town, in a time of crisis, you meat sacks generally tend to either go to the inn or the church. So I say we start in one of those.
Weirdly pointed, but I understand what you're getting at. Let us perhaps make our way to the tavern. That seems like the most likely place. I'm sorry, Maxon's going all over the place. I don't know what's going on.
It's okay.
Mine always does, so don't worry.
I do want to look at these stalls first.
Mhm.
I don't really say anything. I think I just give like a nod of acknowledgement of going to the tavern or inn, and then I start looking at the little stand set up. And so it's all consumables, you said?
Yes. So if you're like go to the Archives of Nethys website, you can look at equipment, and then there's a filter for consumables there. I really like that the adventure, The Hive of Corruption from Nightfall Studios. Hope I'm saying that right. Tom Robinson is the author of this adventure.
That's Tom.
As what?
Just shout out to Tom.
Shout out to Tom, fellow
thanks,
gamer
Tom.
in Los
Thanks,
Angeles.
Tom.
I'm actually really happy.
Gamer.
Gamer.
Okay, we got it. Okay.
It's actually I'm really happy that the adventure I picked out happened to be from a fellow queer person as an author. It's just
Hell yeah, it's amazing.
Makes me very happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's
and this
under special materials, you said? Or
under
miscellaneous?
equipment,
Yeah, and then
consumables.
it says weapons, armor, special materials, or miscellaneous.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for the consumables.
I mean, like potions or like food. Or...
¿Por qué no los dos?
Here, let me put a link into the Roll20.
That would be.
I love the way I instantly look at pets. Allosaurus, 3,850 gold.
Yes.
I can afford an antelope.
Oh my god. That's amazing, actually.
No pets, but here consumables are ready to go.
Until we find pets.
Mhm.
Don't you worry about that.
I'll let you look at the consumable list while I think Jiggles is making his way to the tavern or the inn. Or they are two different places.
Are they the same? Are they? Okay.
There is
just for those unknowledgeable folk at home who don't know the difference between a tavern and an inn.
You're kind of like standing at a crossroads, and you see to the left the Fermented Pear Inn, and then to the right you see Kalen's Stein Tavern. It's not hard for you to recognize Kalen. Would be Kalen. Is that the deity of drinking?
Yeah.
That sounds
Caden
like an
Kalian.
awesome
Yep.
hard metal band name. So I think we're gonna go in there.
Can I go with Jiggles? But as we're going, just have a quick look at that fountain.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just I guess what, just like a perception or something? Proception? What?
Proception.
Inception. We roll Inception.
No need. It seems to be bubbling merrily. You can see a few people collecting water from it. It's nothing about it turns you off or piques your pings your mind.
Okay, then I'll just follow Jiggles. Jet, we will be back in a moment. We are going to see if we can drum up some information.
Mm-hmm.
If you see any orange juice, could you grab me some, please?
Of course.
Merci.
Okay. And remind me one more time, where are we headed?
The Cadenstein
Kalen's
Tavern.
Stein Tavern. Yes. It's a fairly small tavern. It doesn't need to be any bigger. It doesn't need to have any rooms because the inn seems to have it covered. You can see like immediately a sign as you walk in. Looking for a place to stay? Try the Fermented Pear Inn across the road.
They must get this question a lot here.
You see a middle-aged, burly, swarthy human man with, I would say, like a tanned amber skin tone, balding with like a big curly kind of blondish beard, like standing behind the bar, and there's a few people in here drinking, and as he sees you come in, he waves and beckons you over.
To you, Joyce. I think they might respond better to you here. You want to open up the line?
Of course, I don't mind. Good day, my good man. It's a lovely establishment you have here.
You a wizard?
I am not.
That ain't your familiar, and he points down at Jiggles.
No, this is my companion, Jiggles. Jiggles is harmless despite his appearance. Their appearance.
I mean, that looks like blood to me.
An affectation. Jiggles is very fond of blood red as a color.
Well, you know, with a face like man, people want to cuddle me, you know, so it kind of puts the children off.
Too attractive is the problem, really, for Jiggles.
Right, well, luckily we don't get kids in here. Now, what is it you want?
First, we would like... Wait, Jiggles, do you consume anything?
Souls.
Okay, I meant more like the ales or mead, perhaps.
Oh, sorry. No, but if it makes you feel better, I can pretend.
Okay, I mean, I think it is more polite. We will have 2 of your house ales, please.
Right, okay. And he goes over to the tap and pours 2 regular, medium-sized, I shouldn't say regular, medium-sized ales.
2 grande ales.
Jiggles is there with a massive cup.
And puts them down. That'll be 3 silver.
That seems like a fair price for ales, right? Pathfinder money is a bit odd to me.
It might actually be a little more than it should be.
Yeah, it seems a little high, 3 silver for 2 ales. But if he's not trying to rip us off, then whatever, it's fine.
Let's call it 3 copper. I just looked it up. Yeah, the mug of ale is about around 1 copper normally.
Yeah, so I slide over 3 copper. 4 copper, in fact.
Well, all right. Welcome to Saddleworth, gentlemen. Name's Oatbert Carruthers.
A pleasure. I am Joyous Hotwell. As I mentioned, this is my friend Jiggles.
You city folk?
Yes, in a manner, yes. We have come here on expeditionary measures.
He takes a rag and just like randomly starts wiping the counter.
He goes into his idle pose.
Joy, having spent a lot of time with Bork at the Waggy Tail, you know that
Yeah, I'm very used to this. This is fine.
tried and true.
Spits on the rag, then cleans the cup out with it.
Just like home.
Well, but yeah, I figured you might be here on important business. What with everything that's been happening and all. And he gives
Actually,
like a knowing nod.
I nod back. Say, actually, that is one thing we wanted to ask about. But before that, the people here seem cowed somehow. What's happened in this town? Village, I should say. It's too small to be a town.
Well, from what I heard, Joy, can you go ahead and use roll 20 to roll a 1d3?
D3 coming right up. Slowly. 3.
3. Right. Well, I heard from Alice Hotchkins, the baker. She was saying that a star done fell from the sky. I mean, thanks, Aaron Ray, we're all safe, but my cousin who lives down in Pickin Road, I ain't heard hide nor hair of them. I sure hope they're okay.
What's his name? Perhaps if we meet them on the road, we can pass on your good wishes and recommend they come to safety.
That would be my cousin. Make up name real quick. That would be my cousin May and her family. May Carruthers. She didn't want. She married. No, she didn't want to give up her family name when she got married.
It is a good name. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
So
May
the people
Carruthers
are scared of
her
the
family.
star?
Well, Alice said that she saw a brilliant flash of light, accompanied by like a loud crack, as if the world tree done sundered and an eruption of rolling thunder. I said, Alice, that sounds like a mighty bolt of lightning that maybe hit a tree nearby. She shrugged. She ain't, she said she never heard a lightning that cracked like that. That was so bright, without any like nearby flames or whatever. I mean, everyone knows about old Wilson, who got struck by lightning 3 different times in the same night. But I mean, that's what happens when you're dancing in the rain, waving metal poles around.
That sounds oddly specific, but I agree. Is old Wilson a diviner of some kind?
Well,
or just really crazy?
He was a moonshiner, and I think he got a little too hard into his stuff. And well, he lived, but not for very long thereafter. I think, I don't know, got something about his physiology done weakened and got real sick afterwards. The next time
I should imagine being struck by lightning 3 times would do that to someone.
He had tremendous scars. You could see like his like veins all up and down his body. It was kind of cool. I mean, but I wouldn't wish that on anyone.
Terrible. Jiggles, what do you make of this? We have heard so far that there was a wizard crashing, and the star, which is in line with what we know.
It is. It's the same story we've heard all the way here. They're variations on the same thing. There was definitely some kind of battle or event that caused a lot of light and noise. I think these people are too simple to get an accurate story. They mentioned this Pickin Road.
By simple, you mean untroubled by things outside of their purview?
Yes.
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 But yes, I agree. Perhaps it is not for them to know too much. Bucky, can I ask, have you seen anyone else around interested in this event?
Can you go ahead and roll diplomacy with a +2 because of the extra tip you gave him?
Nice.
In German, they call it Trinkgeld, which means drink money, which I think is very apt. Like, here's a little bit extra for you to get some drinks later.
I think I rolled a D2. Whoops. Yeah, whoops, my bad. No one.
Yeah, D20.
Yeah, D2. It's good. Okay, that is it. Oh, I was nearly a 19, but it's a 15.
15.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're here investigating this nonsense, I mean, it's scared people pretty darn good, and well, it's definitely not doing much for my business. I can't say I know much about what's going on. I try to keep my head down, keep my family safe. You know what I
Speaking of
mean.
your business, I could definitely use another drink. I slide him another. So what? 1 ale is 1.5 copper. I guess I should give him 2 copper.
Yeah, he charged you 3, so 2 copper. Yeah, why not? Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, another ale. What about your? He looks down at Jiggles, is totally full, just the foam. It's like deflated a little bit. Mug. Right. Well, here you go. Listen, I can't say I know anyone who says they know anything about it, but Wilhelm Cracksaft, the local blacksmith, he tends to know a lot about what's been going on around these parts. And well, the herbalist as well, or is it herbalist? I never know. Alice Cavan, she's pretty knowledgeable too. You might want to check in with one of those two, of course.
You have been most kind. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And if you
Can I
need a
take
place to
this to
stay
go?
tonight, might I recommend the Fermented Pear Inn right across the road.
I noticed. Thank you. I will check it out.
Great. You seem like decent. He looks at Jiggles. Decent folk. So, keep bear in mind we don't want no trouble here in Saddleworth. You got me?
Of course, we are only here passing through. We want nothing more than to know what's happening.
Great.
Is he specifically looking at Jiggles when he says trouble?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
My work here is done. Should
I
we
guess
go
we'll-
and find shit.
Yeah. Let me just one moment. I'm gonna hold my nose and just like down my pint. And is there anyone else in the bar who looks like could use a drink? Because Jiggles is gonna drink this. I've just bought 2 pints.
I would say there's probably like a few like random farming folk that are like maybe taking a break during like their lunch break, or seem a little, I don't know, out of sorts, that would definitely be welcome to take a drink.
As we leave, I'll just like put the 2 pints down on the table with a couple of guys who look a bit out of sorts and say, "A gift. Please enjoy."
Cheers. They both drink. Salut, the other one says.
Odd. And Jiggles, shall we go? We can get Jet and then go and find out about this herbalist and blacksmith.
Yes, the lead on.
Yeah, it's good do.
Jet, what are you looking for?
First of all, last time we got some gold. I don't remember how much. How much was it?
Anyone else remember?
I probably wrote it down.
I actually don't remember getting gold.
You're talking about the first
We
session.
got 50 up front, didn't we?
Oh, right, yeah.
50 on completion.
That was 50 divided by 4, though.
Yeah.
So it was
So
like
that's how much each?
12 and a half.
12.5. 12 gold, 5 silver.
Cool. 14, no. I have 15 and 3 silver. Got it.
I have to write down that Opert wants to know about his cousin.
We'll find,
Was his name
there.
Old Bert? Was it?
Oatbert.
Oatbird.
Oatbert. Got it.
Old Bert. I
Let's
wish these
see.
NPCs would wear name tags.
Hello, my name is Old Bert.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking for something called a sniper's bead.
Ooh. Interesting. What does that do? Little rule insight.
This plain wooden bead dangles from a string attached to the stock of a fixed weapon. When you activate the bead, its magic greatly lessens the effect of distance on your triggering attack. You take no range increment penalty on your attack as long as the attack is against a target within the affixed weapon's first 2 range increments.
Shit.
Oh, so like a homing beacon kind of thing.
I guess so. And it is 16 gold,
Whoa.
and I have 15, and so I'm going to try and haggle.
Okay.
if
That
I
is
can.
a consumable, right? So it only works the one time.
Yeah.
Got it.
Well, it says that it's in the consumables list.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's like a one-time thing.
Right, an item with the consumable trait can be used only once, unless stated otherwise. It is destroyed after activation.
Got it. Envision trigger. You attempted range strike with an affixed weapon. Okay.
But
Yeah, it doesn't say otherwise.
But
Yeah.
yes, I think. I mean, it has the consumable trait, right? So
Yeah.
that would be it. You do see a gnomish person with a stall. They're standing. The stall is sort of like on the southern side of things. And there's all these like weird magical trinkets like hanging. This gnome has like stark white hair that's like up in a cone essentially, with like these long white eyebrows. They're like super pale, and wearing like black and gray robes, and just staring like stock still with a blank face forward. And you spy a row, like 3 of these beads hanging in the like top left corner of the stall.
Got it. And so they catch my eye. I was about to like walk to the next stall, but then they catch my eye, so I stop. And I look this individual up and down. And then I just kind of cross my arms and I go, the sniper's bead? How much?
They sort of turn to you, and in this like monotone, yes, the bead of long distance, of far seeing. 16 gold.
As a person who deals in weapons, knows a lot about weapons, I know that you could take at least 7 silver off.
Make a diplomacy, or I think it's persuasion. Is it? What edition are we playing again? What game is this?
Where am I?
It's diplomacy.
Diplomacy. Diplomacy, or I'll also take, I think you might have a lore from your arms dealer background.
Ooh.
I do have a lore, but it's lower than my diplomacy. So
Okay.
I'll take that diplomacy.
Give me what you got.
That's good. Or 1d20. Okay, +5. That's 19.
19.
I think is it +5? Yes, +5. 19.
7 silver. And like they kind of blink and look at you for the first time. You're not of this world, are you?
No, I am not. Well spotted.
How very interesting. I can't say that I've seen very many outsiders come through Saddleworth.
We are on a mission, passing through.
Go ahead and give me just a quick society check as you're kind of like looking at this gnome. I would imagine that you are not used to gnomes seeming like this. Your typical gnome, not to make vast generalizations, it tends to have a more colorful disposition, tends to be a little bit more active, a little more curious, a little more interested in things. This one seems to be uninterested in everything, except maybe you, just a little bit.
Okay. I have a 6 here.
Yeah, go figure. I guess there are all sorts of gnomes out here in the world.
I guess so.
You're here on an investigation. So this is important business you're here to do.
Well, we heard about a falling star.
Okay, I will give it to you for 15 gold. And like just
Lovely.
waves its hand, and you can see it like unhook itself from the top and like float down and hover in front of you.
Oh. I take it. I put the 15 gold on the table.
It waves its hand, and the gold coins like pick up and move behind the counter, and you can hear them clink into an empty box.
You are an impressive gnome.
Well, thank you. If you come through again, please stop by Shay's stall. I'm Shay.
Good to meet you, Shay. The name's Jet. Nice to do business.
Hello, Jet. Jet? Jet.
J-
Jet.
J- okay. And I just turn around.
Great. You see Jiggles and Joyous making their way towards you from out of the bar.
And so I tip my hat. And then I swing the gun from behind me to the front of me. And I start affixing the bead to it.
The gnome is watching you there. Intrigued.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a few items on my list. I need a leeching kit, pig grease, and a sugar glass bottle. Do you think we could get them around here?
Do I want to know why you need those, or is it best that I don't ask?
I think it is best you do not ask.
Jet, did you find what you were looking for?
I don't know.
Some kind of magical item that will help me shoot better, even though I'm already an impressive shot, you know. We do not turn down help, of course.
Of course. Jiggles and I found some information. There is a blacksmith and an herbalist in town who may know more about the goings on here. It seems that people are merely scared of the event rather than being cowed for any other reason. So we find this blacksmith, we find this herbalist. Perhaps Jiggles can pick up what he needs on. What they need on the way, and we can make a move.
It seems likely. Do you want to go blacksmith or herbalist?
What you needed? Refresh my memory. What you needed?
Leeching kit, pig grease, and sugar glass ball.
I guess
Obviously.
that sounds more like herbalist than blacksmith. We could start there.
Herbalist sounds good.
Okay.
Actually, wait. Where is the herbalist? We're standing in front of this guy's stall.
They are.
Excuse me, Gnome. Where is the herbalist?
You will find Mistress Cavan's shop just around the corner.
Thank you. As we leave, I lean to Jet and go, "That's the guy you were hanging out with."
Hanging out is a big word.
Well, and if anyone else thinks of it, I'd say we head to the herbalist.
So I'll go ahead and give it to y'all. Gnomes in Golarion, they can basically live almost like immortally. They live a very, very, very long time. As long as they maintain their childlike sense of wonder and curiosity, and specifically experience new things. It's a part of the curse laid upon them as they entered Golarion from the first world, or the Feywild. This gnome is what's referred to as a bleachling, and is a gnome that has lost their interest in the world and finding new things, and has lost all of their sort of brightness and curiosity, and is dying.
So it's like a really dry suicide.
Well, suicide's not the right word.
No.
Yeah. It's sort of...
Oh, that's not by choice.
No, I mean, not really.
Okay.
It can be, which I don't even want to go down that road.
Yeah, no. We leave him quite far behind. It's fine.
Yep.
They just might be really old and have just completely been like, okay, I've seen it all.
Yeah.
Oh no, but
life
he was impressed by Jet being from another world, which means that now he's going to live a bit longer. Poor bastard.
Yeah, maybe as you walk away, you see in the white cone hair like a streak of like gray appears, to sort of like indicate that like maybe some color is entering back in.
Oh, nice.
He's interested in me. Oh my god.
So you've gone from hot druid lady to this gnome. Wow, how the mighty have
Yes,
fallen.
I have. Yes, I have.
You get knocked back one time, and geez.
So, you make your way around to the corner to the herbalist's shop. There's a small hut on the eastern side of the town in the direction that Shay pointed. And there is like a sign out front with like a potion bottle painted on it and like fumes coming out of it, that sort of like the universal sign for herbalism, apothecary, whatnot. And you walk in. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Jiggles, perhaps you take the lead on this one. But if you don't mind, before we go in, I'm going to would you mind if I give you perhaps a little encouragement?
You can do. It doesn't count as the favor you owe me, though. So.
Right, of course. I had completely forgotten about that.
Oh, I will remember.
Until I realized you did not. But yes, he clap his hands together and rub them, and he rests them like just in front of Jiggles and says, "Let fate be favorable." And his voice reverberates slightly as he casts guidance.
Thank you.
Cool.
Please, after you.
Could you open the door? I can't reach the handle.
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. Of course. I open the door. But you have to go through and then pass it afterwards.
Thank you.
The herbalist's shop is quiet. It's very green in here. She's a plant queen. And the plants are numerous and diverse. Most of them seem to be a sort of shade thriving plant because it is quite dim in here. The curtains are drawn, covering, diffusing any light that is entering from the midday sun. And there's a smell of something quite stringent that maybe on first scent burns the nostrils ever so slightly, at least to those of us who are breathing in this group.
It's just maybe just the word Jiggles is taking the lead then, because Joy's like, fragrant.
As the door shuts behind you, and an older woman with her hair done up in a great big bun around her head, and like several sort of needles, like knitting needles, kind of sticking out of it. Gray and white hair comes out. She's like pinkish pale, with like very inset crow's feet and a hawkish nose. And comes around. She's sort of wearing like a Little Women sort of outfit, very tight, high collar. But Victorian? No.
Yeah, well, it's kind of it's kind of Victorian, but not really.
It's rural Victorian.
Yes.
I like that. Rural Victorian realness.
Is it like more colorful as well? Like, is she wearing like blues?
It would be like a off-white, like a bluish white top, and then like a dark blue skirt.
Got it.
Like everything very neatly buttoned up on all ends.
And there's a corset underneath there somewhere, and there's and there's a petticoat
could we
underneath.
maybe buy some things before we undress her? Just
Excuse me?
Do not
it's a
listen to him.
private joke. Are you Mistress Capone?
Yes, that is I am the proprietor of the shop.
You were highly recommended. I have a few items, and I was told that maybe you could help me with them.
She looks down at you, and you can see her like thin eyebrows are like almost like knitting together. She's just trying to figure out what the hell she's looking at.
As she does this, I'll sort of start fingering the coin purse, which is quite obviously full.
All right. Well, yes, I will. I can sell you things. Indeed, I sell many alchemical ingredients and components to those who are knowledgeable. And she kind of looks at you all, thinking, well, they might be.
Joyce is poking a plant that looks like mildly carnivorous.
She also... I'm just going to double check your passive perception.
The plant pokes you back.
It like whips his hand away and goes, gee.
Jet and Joy, you both get the sense that she is quite distrustful of strangers, of newcomers to town. She's just very much like watching you all like a hawk, and making sure that her eyes are blinking as little as possible. You both see her kind of like looking towards your hands, and if they like move towards anything, any of her goods that are around. Joy, as you poke at the plant, she like clears her throat very loudly in your direction.
I am sorry. I just, it is so beautiful. I had to get a closer look. I apologize.
I think I just have my arms crossed and like showing my hands at all times, maybe like this, just like resting. And so I'm showing my hands at all times and like making sure that she trusts that I'm not taking any of her goods.
Okay. So what is it that you need, young one?
I need these items, and they pass across a list. But it's pictures instead of words because it's more efficient.
I see.
Is there something you could do?
What is it that you need?
Pig grease, which I would have thought was reasonably easy to get hold of.
So this is something you've just... Are you looking in the...
Oh, I've been shopping on the Archives of Nevis.
Okay.
Oh god.
Just double checking. And you're on the 2E Archives of Nephis?
No.
Oh,
Do you not have pigs in second edition?
pigs aren't greasy in second edition.
The main difference is that
They're very dry.
it's just the price system is very different. So I don't see any.
We could actually have them first, I guess.
She definitely has grease, you know.
Well, any kind of grease is fine. The other one was a leeching kit to aid healing.
Oh, she has ooze grease and alchemical grease. That's probably closer to what you want.
Ooze grease, the fancy grease.
Yeah, so just make sure as you're looking through Archives of Nephis, it's the 2e.aonprd.com list. Yeah, the fancy grease. A leeching kit. No, I'm afraid not. I just sold my last leeching kit.
And a sugar glass bottle, is that something you would have?
Sugar glass. Not just regular glass?
No, I wanted to appear like it's breaking, not actually breaking.
It's more fragile. Why is there a sugar glass? I mean, I guess interesting.
Definitely want something to explode, then yeah.
It's used for by theater performers. Jiggles, you're throwing me for a loop with this. I'm like trying to figure out what the hell you're doing here.
The
Okay.
leeching kit is just to add healing. Nothing. It gives +2 to healing, I think.
Well, so you probably want a healing kit, which will
leeches
actually
are
let
cooler.
you use medicine to do a healing check. Are you trained in
And we
medicine?
flavor it that the healing kit is just some leeches with like little red
Yeah.
crosses drawn on them.
Leech treatment. Leech treatment time.
I'm not trained
for the
in it,
gross
but
out
that's never
factor.
stopped me before.
Well, I can sell you some healer's tools for about 5 gold. The sugar glass bottle will run you 1 gold, and I've got alchemical grease, which will also cost about 5 gold.
Get the
wow,
ooze grease.
that's-
It's so much more fancy.
Yes, I would take them on, I think.
All right, altogether that should be 11 gold pieces.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep, just hand them over. Yeah.
In addition, I am well known in these parts for selling bandages of comfortable healing. These are bandages that will give you a bonus to treating wounds checks. So that'll help the heal. Help you treat wounds with the healer's tools. For about 1 gold piece, if you've any interest to augment the kit.
Yes, I'll take 2 of those, please.
You seem well armed. I have elixir of life and minor healing potions for 3 gold pieces each as well.
If I may, I'm just gonna step back next to, because it seems like he's being like upsold hard here. before you expend all of your cash, perhaps you could use this barter to get some information about the event.
Well, the prices are the prices. Why would I barter? If I wanted to discount, I'd simply murder her.
What? Oh, yeah, wow. We are whispering, yes?
It's a very quiet shop, and she's like 5 feet away.
Jiggles, you are so funny.
The jokes are insane today.
Just oof. This guy,
Dark
Madam.
humor. I'm so sorry.
Well,
We are not.
I'm
going
sure
to-
this lovely lady would not cross us. You know, she has to stay in business, and we are adventurers after all. And you know, maybe she could help us out in our adventure, and you know, give us. Maybe has she heard any rumors, Alice, of the events towards the Pickering Road?
Go ahead and make a diplomacy check.
You can use that guidance if you want.
Mm-hmm.
What does the guidance give?
+1.
+1. Yeah, it's
It-
not super great.
14.
It actually. How long does guidance last?
Oh, ooh. Guidance lasts until the start of your next turn.
Yeah, it's been 6 seconds.
Bummer.
13 then.
13. I'm afraid I don't deal in rumors, she says, with her nose up in the air.
Of course. People around here we've been speaking to have said all kinds of ridiculous things. You'll pardon me, we don't mean to be rude, but some people have said that the star that fell earlier, that it was wizards dueling a creature of some kind. I don't mean to besmirch the general townsfolk, but a lonely woman like yourself wouldn't be taken in by such nonsense, of course.
No, naturally not. I am not aware of what truly occurred the east near Pickering Road, but... Well... There's a patch of herbs near on the border of Pickering Road that I'm quite concerned about. Normally, I would have... I use it for quite a few of my alchemical concoctions, my healing potions and my bandages. My bandages of comfortable healing. But, yes, if it were that patch to burn up, I'm afraid it would take quite some time for me to be able to find a new source of these herbs.
We are, as you can tell, a party of adventurers. Part of our mission here is to investigate. If you could maybe lend us your aid, we could certainly make an effort to extract some of these herbs for you. Keep them safe from the encroaching fire.
If you promise... She smiles. That would
Small bag.
be quite helpful, actually. Were you to return with any of these herbs, or at least even the knowledge of the condition of the herb patch, I would be obliged to pay you for the info.
It is very kind. Then if there is anything else you can tell us, speaking, of course, in as much fact as you can, you do not deal in rumors and neither do we can make sure that we get this all done with as much expedience as possible.
I'm sorry, I simply can't tell you anymore. There was one of my patients. I make house calls, you see. Melvin Klippentag, an unwell man. A bit... You might recognize him if you see him. His face is colored intense red with small blisters forming on his head, face, arms, and hands.
Lovely. I mean, terrible, but also...
I treat his skin condition as best I can. But he is a bit... He has a drinking problem. The last time I saw him a few days ago, he claimed that his mother, who lives a few miles out of town, old Ma Doris, as she's so quaintly referred to, was drinking moonshine. There's quite a bit of that in these parts, you understand.
We have noticed, yes.
And to paraphrase his crass verbiage, released gas out of her mouth. Burped, to say colloquially. He claims that her burp was so loud and enormous, it caused a bright flash to appear and a wind to whip up. And then she disappeared.
Wait, hold on. She disappeared. I was with you up until
Excuse?
like exploded.
What?
There was a whoosh, and she and the rest of their moonshine disappeared. According to Mr. Klippentag, his elderly mother seemed to have drunkenly burped herself out of existence.
What?
Okay, that is definitely more information than I thought we were going to get from the town drunk.
I wouldn't trust a word of it, but there are obviously strange things afoot.
Obviously. Out of curiosity, this payment you mentioned, what will we be talking?
Well, for information of the patch itself, I'd be willing to pay. She looks at you. 5 gold. If you were able to return with samples, maybe an armful of the herb, then I'd definitely pay its worth. About 15 gold.
This sounds agreeable. Jiggles, Jet, thoughts? If we are part of Boohoo anyway, it could be useful. In fact, if you can throw in a satchel to carry the herbs in, I think we can make a deal.
Absolutely.
Make a diplomacy check with a +2.
All right. And that is a 21.
All right, and I'll include an elixir of life in the bag. Want to make sure you come back, at least one of you, alive.
You, my lady, are too kind. And I shake her hand.
She does the very dainty.
Yeah, I kiss her hand. You are too kind.
Nice to see that some strangers, out-of-towners, have manners. And she quickly, deftly returns with an old, worn satchel and an elixir of life inside. I don't think elixirs of life give too much health back, but it is something.
Hey, free shit.
Our party has just left the... How to describe Mistress Cavan?
A charming lady.
A charming...
She was lovely. I really enjoyed our conversation.
I would say eccentric, weird. I would say interesting.
You think so? I don't know. I'm with you, Jiggles. I think she was very interesting. Interesting, yes.
If maybe we could replace Bork with her. She's
I don't
chatty,
know about...
friendly, enjoys a joke. She
Don't
seems
know
to
about
get
the
my
joke.
humor really
Not sure.
well.
That is... You know what? Yes, I think it is good that you are talking to people more. Make some
I
more
like
jokes.
it when you recommend that I go first. I seem to have a natural affinity with some of these people.
Do you know?
good.
I think perhaps you do, my friend.
So, do we on to the blacksmiths, or do we need to sort out other things?
This whole time I've been looking. This whole time I've been looking into the lens of an invisible camera, with an expression on my face that just reads, "Oh my god."
Jet, are you okay? You seem a bit.
Yes, I'm totally fine. We should go for this cabbage patch.
I think it would be useful if we see on the way, but let us not make it any kind of imperative. Our main concern is our mission. Unless we really desperately need 15 gold, in which case maybe.
Well.
You can hear the hammering of the blacksmith's hammer. You can hear the clang of the blacksmith's hammer on the western side of the village of Saddleworth. And so it is not very hard at all for you to make your way in that direction. And you see we'll call him youngish dwarf. It's maybe a little hard for you all to tell what a young dwarf might look like, but no real gray in his hair. No major wrinkles on his face. Probably like a 30-something human in dwarven form. So maybe 50s, 60s probably. That doesn't describe him at all. He has bright brown hair with sort of like thin eyebrows that seem to have regrown multiple times as they get singed off from the forge. He's quite lean, but his arms and his torso are very muscular because there's a lot of core work that needs to be done when hammering. Smithing. Yep, that's the word. Thank you. He is outside enjoying and hammering what looks like some basic farming equipment, hoes and shovels and whatnot. There is a dwarven woman near him who is sort of just like sitting and staring off sort of in the distance, but sitting on a nearby barrel. And every now and then as you approach, you can see him kind of like look over and sort of look concerned in her direction.
Wilhelm? Are you Wilhelm?
Ah, hello, yeah, I'm Wilhelm.
Wilhelm, sorry, my mistake.
Wilhelm Cracksaft.
Crack what?
Cracksaft. Cracksaft.
Cracksoft.
Cracksaft, yeah, that is me. You can call me Wilhelm, however. He's got a short beard that's like nicely trimmed and tied in a cute little
Oh, he's a hipster.
Mm-hmm.
He's a hipster
No,
dwarf.
he's a blacksmith who needs his beard to be out of the forge.
Oh, actually, that's better. Yeah, that's right.
You can see there are a few like scorch marks on the end of it.
Of course. I just kind of while we all walk over, has he stopped hammering then, I guess?
Yeah, as you kind of like he like picks up with these like pliers the head of a shovel and kind of like shoves it into a barrel of water and pulls it out, and you can see this decent looking shovel head.
Lovely. I just kind of look at him. I go, we came here for we had some questions about what happened near Pickin Road.
Oh, I have heard that there is something terrible has happened in that direction. I mean, we can all see the strangeness over there, but personally, I'm not too sure what is going on. And then you definitely notice him, like, his eyes go over to the dwarven woman who's just kind of like sitting there and still staring off. And you notice she's staring off to the east.
And so she's not facing us? Question mark.
No,
she's facing away from us.
She's like you're coming from the east because it's on the western side of the village, but she's not looking at you. She's looking past you towards the horizon where the weird like watercolored orange glow seems to be.
I don't need to be impolite, but is your friend all right?
Mein sister. Ja, Dottie is well. She is all right. Yes, she should be fine. Just a little out of sorts lately. Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna try and get like in her field of vision. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like just like maybe walk right in front of her, or maybe try and get her attention by waving, which is incredibly rude, but
she kind of just like looks through you and mindlessly licks her lips and smacks her mouth a little bit. Please don't bother her. She's just fine on her own. Is there? Can I sell you anything? Is there some goods you may be looking for? He looks like at your hilt, Joy. Perhaps a new weapon.
I do not know. I have had this for a long time. I am quite fond of it.
I have this dagger here. Wilhelm, come over here. I need to for you to look at this. In the light with me, this dagger seems off balance. And Jiggles is kind of like nodding to Jet as to go and question the dwarf while I distract Wilhelm.
Wilhelm,
sorry. I got Wilhelm scream in my head.
Wilhelm, yeah.
Right. Okay, I will look at this dagger free of charge, of course.
The balance is off, and I'll try and...
yeah, of course. You've got some shoddy ironwork. The blacksmiths in the city, they bump out trash like no one's business. Here, let me sell you a new dagger, okay?
Oh, well, I like this one. You know, it has taken a few lives. I just... could you maybe reweight it or hone it?
It'd be cheaper, a lot better. And so they start kind of like going back and forth on the pros and cons of buying a new dagger, buying one of his new daggers, or, you know, trying to, all the stuff that would go into needing to fix Jiggles' dagger.
Do I get the sense that he might know anything, or does he seem to be like just kind of more aware? His sister seems to be more knowledgeable.
Make a perception check.
Yes, I can do that. That's the thing I can do with the numbers I'm typing in right now. That's 19.
19. Definitely. You get the sense that the sister knows something, but Wilhelm, of course, also knows something, and he's merely just trying to protect his sister.
Lovely. I think so. Is she sitting? What is she sitting on?
On a barrel.
Bench? A barrel.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. I think I'll slide up next to her then, and kind of try to get her attention by saying, "Hello, can I ask you some questions?"
Go ahead and roll a diplomacy check.
+5, 24.
24. She blinks a couple times. You want to ask me questions? My name is Dottie. I work in Saddleworth as carpenter.
Doti, nice to meet you. My name is Jet. We are here with me and my friends are here to investigate what happened near Pickering Road.
She gasps, like breathes in a couple times, and you can see her face start to tremble as soon as you say Pickering Road.
I just go, it's all right. We are not going to take you anywhere. We are not going to. You may sit right here. I just ask you some questions, and that is all, okay? No harm done. Nothing weird, okay?
Okay, yeah. Yes, I will try and help you.
Okay.
She's
seems
got
like
short brown hair like her brother. The kind of like, on a good day would like curve up at the ends, but you can see it's a little
Love it.
unwashed. So it's just kind of
Love
like
it.
hanging there. Her beard has been braided, but like not very well. You get the sense that her brother probably braided her beard this morning because she's just so out of it.
Okay. Well, can you tell me, have you seen anything, any weird things coming from Pickering Road, or
I was out there with a few other carpenters and lumberers. We were collecting wood in big wagon to take back to Saddleworth, as we do in Pickering Road. There was a project that we were working on as well, a new barn raising that we had been hired to help on, but then it came.
it meaning
An enormous ship fell from the sky. It was terrifying.
what kind of ship are we talking? I looked at Joy with a very like a very confused look on her face. And
Am I there? Or am I with Wilhelm? Not Wilhelm. God,
Heim.
Wheim.
Dealer's choice.
I'll be there then. Yeah, Jiggles is doing a good job of like knife chat.
And so I just look to him with a confused face, and I go, a ship that we would see faring the oceans?
Nein, it was a ship from the sky. It was that sailed on through the stars. And she like gets that same far off look again.
Young lady, was it
She blinks
Was
several
the
times.
was the ship red? Do you remember the color?
Yeah, red. And there was a bright flash of light, and the other lamperas, they I couldn't find them. I was lost in the woods, and then I don't remember. I found myself wandering back into Saddleworth days later.
It is okay. Do not take a breath. We thank you for this information. You say you just found yourself wandering? You don't remember getting home?
Nein, and my brother, he was so worried after his wife left 20 years ago. He could not bear losing another member of his family.
I see. I understand. Thank you. Perhaps you should take some rest. Jet, may I speak to you for a moment?
She grabs at your sleeve for a second.
Oh, hello.
Don't go to the Pickering Road. It is in shambles, ruins. The rain burns, and the clouds writhe with dirt and ash. You will be covered, buried, if you step into that place.
I take a hand off my my sleeve and like hold it in mine. I say, "We will be fine. We are very strong adventurers. I mean, look at my friend here." I point at. Look at the stature. She alone will more than likely be more than a match.
She smiles as you like point back to Jet, who like strikes a very heroic and inspiring pose. With that, what was it, 25 on that diplomacy?
Oh,
mine?
for me, yes.
24,
yes.
25?
25, nice.
25, yes.
And so
No.
she's
24.
24 still. And it's just like, I mean, that's a critical success. So like she's fully buying into this. Yeah, I'm a hero. That is what we need now, more than ever.
Yes, we will be your heroes. Do not worry. Please rest now. I would hate to impose, but when you say you reappeared, how long had it been? Do you know? A day? 2?
More than that. All I know is that I arrived and was dirty and covered, and that everyone in town was quite worried, and no one who was with me came back. No one.
I see. We will come back. You have my promise.
She nods.
Jet, may I speak to you a moment?
She stands up off of the barrel and kind of walks slowly inside.
That was very scary, and that was I never want to be able to deal with that again. That was absolutely horrifying, and my goodness.
The girl is in shock, I believe, but this does raise a curious question. Perhaps we should get Jiggles away from his knife talk. Why is he holding 6 knives?
Look, I'm trying to tell you, these knives here, they are much better than the quality of your sorry to say, excuse my French, but your shitty city knives.
Well, I see that. You say this indentation genocide bleeds the victim more. I like that. That's a nifty little.
Yeah. It's normally used for pig slaughtering, but will work for whatever your purpose is.
Oh, of course. And well, I mean, much as I could probably find a use for 6 and places for them.
And he looks up suddenly and interrupts you. Mayor, sorry, I did not notice you coming. And as you all kind of turn, you can see 2 men approaching you all outside here of the blacksmith shop. 2 human men? 2 human males, yes. One is an elderly man with a bald head. Let me go ahead and show a picture here of the mayor, Henrik.
You like a nice, healthy male with a bald head?
Toddard, yes. Human male. Mayor Henrik Toddard. Bald head, white hair, white beard, and glasses. Quite bundled up despite the fresh spring day that it is. Like I think it could be a shawl, but it could also be a blanket around his shoulders.
This is important to know. Those are 2 very different types of dress. This is either a guy wearing a shawl or a dude who is literally still wearing his blanket.
Well, you get to a certain age and, you want it to be sort of in between. A fashionable blanket, as it were.
Right, a snood.
And next to him is a middle-aged human male with sort of a tanned skin tone and very clean shaven. You can see a couple of like cuts here and there where he maybe cut himself shaving. Mayor, I'm so sorry I did not see you coming, the dwarf says, and the other two kind of nod. Mayor Henrik Toddart. Well, yes. Wilhelm, I'm sorry. I did not mean to interrupt what was going on here, but I heard that we had guests to our wonderful village.
Chris, would you say this guy is what would pass for a noble? Yeah.
Noble's a hard word. I would say no, just because we're in a country village, as it were.
And okay, cool.
But you can roll society, see if you know anything about the mayor and whatnot.
Well, I have courtly graces, which allows me to better work with nobles, but I can also basically socially overpower people who are below me or assumed below me.
Both of those would work here, because he is the leader. Elite. Elite's not the right word either. He's a democratically elected mayor. But both of those would work.
And then I step forward. Joyous suddenly stands up straight, takes on a less slackish appearance, and holds out a hand, walking straight forward towards the mayor. Says, Joyous Hartwell of the Hartwell Elven House. It is a pleasure, sir.
Yes, I am Mayor Henrik Toddard, and this is my associate, Miles Billings. Bonjour, the young blonde man who looks quite like... Compared to all the people you've seen here, he is definitely very much like... has a fancy, or rather fashionable, sort of blue suit on with the buttons that you know are in fashion at the moment in Isar, like these kind of brass buttons.
I nod approvingly at the button work. It's good stuff. I looked at my waistcoat, which is also very nice.
He's got very thick sideburns as well. Miles says. Miles isn't really a French... Is it a French name? No.
It's not France, it's golden.
There you go.
Well, should I change his accent?
Dealer's choice.
I guess I'll try and do it's hard because you can't just say, especially when there are Brits in the stream, you can't just say I'm going to do a British accent because like
please
no, please
go
for
it.
it. Yeah.
well, because what am I going to do? Am I going to do Northern? Am I going to do
absolutely
Southern? Am
want
I going to do Essex? Am I going to do London? Am I going to do Welsh?
Go
Like-
Brummy.
Yeah, do Brummy. Get Brummy.
Oh, I don't put me on the spot now.
Head down to Birmingham.
Right. I'm Miles Billings. Nice to meet you.
A pleasure.
I'm the what's it called? He sort of scratches his head in a very cute way, like as he's trying to think very hard, like he doesn't do that often. Well, I'm sort of the representative of the merchants here in Saddleworth for the mayor and town hall.
I am, as I mentioned, Joyous Hartwell. These are my associates, Jiggles and Jet. It sounds weird when I say all the J's, but it might sound funny.
And together with a J crew.
We're together with Triple J. Oh, the J crew, I like that. Does Jet have a last name?
Absolutely not.
Okay. All right.
Wilhelm kind of nods and like steps back, and the mayor is like, "Yes. Would you mind walking and talking, as the youth refer to it?"
But a moment, we have business to complete first. I'm sure your man here would like us to engage in some trade while we are here. Jiggles, how are you coming along with your extremely sharp shopping spree?
We were just about to discuss price. I think he was going to give it to me as a demonstration thing, and
a nice discount. Sounds good.
I am sure, Wilhelm says, that I did not mention the discount of any sort of means.
Ah, a pity.
Well,
Then I suppose we do have time for you after all, Mayor.
yes. I think about the dagger. We can take a walk. It's a small village.
Only 2 silver if you do want to buy another dagger.
Oh yeah, I'll get 2 then.
That's not how you haggle.
He'll sell it to you for 3 silver. 2 daggers for 3.
Oh, that's perfect, because then I don't have to break a gold piece.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, he sees you like open your purse and he kind of like looks and he's like, 3 silvers will do.
Oh, well, it's been very good talking to you about the daggers. I will certainly try out some of the techniques and I'll report back to you on the effectiveness of this bleeding edge. I am quite intrigued by that.
Mm-hmm. So as you start walking, Miles says, right, well, I'm sure you've heard the crazy rumors that have been going around town for a little while now, but yeah, something strange has happened over Pickin Road, and well, we're quite concerned. Isn't that right, Mayor? Yes, of course.
Oh, handy. We are looking to head that way ourselves.
You are. The mayor kind of like stops and looks at you. He's I wouldn't call him sprightly. He's not walking with any sort of aid, but the sort of sudden stop, like as he's looking at you. I didn't want to say, but well, adventurers in Galt, they tend to be either quite helpful folk heroes of the sorts, or very mercenary types that are quick to turn on a dime. I wasn't quite sure which sorts you might be.
Reassuringly, I bow with a flourish. Say, we are no mere mercenary group. We are here in investigation, and we are quite taken with your town. So you have nothing to fear.
Well, yes, as it were, a few weeks ago, there was a streak of fire that burned across the sky. The townspeople have wild and tall tales to tell, but I'm quite empirical in my observations of things, so I can only tell you what actually occurred. Okay, that's not the right. I can only tell you what I observed to occur. A streak of fire burned across the sky, and we sent 2 agents to investigate. And then we sent a second group of agents after the first did not return.
The girl mentioned that people had not returned, and yet, I'm sorry, it turns to Jess actually. She said, what was the dwarf girl's name?
Dottie.
Dottie, excellent.
I just remembered it as he said it. I was like,
The girl, Dottie, mentioned similar, but she came back after some time.
Right, she was not one of the agents. She was what Miles and I are referring to as a survivor. There have been a few other families from Pickin Road who have come and since left Saddleworth. They wanted to get as far away as possible. Unwilling to even speak of what they saw. You may have noticed that Dottie herself was in quite a state. When she first arrived, was covered in dirt, malnourished and dehydrated as well. If it were not for Mistress Cavan's care, she may not have made it.
We have heard other rumors of people vanishing.
Right, Miles says. Yeah, there have been quite a few people who disappeared. We haven't been able to account for all of the residents of Pickin Road along the in the last few weeks, and well, the only, let's say, plausible explanation or description of how things are down that way, and he beckons his head towards the east. When a few half of our second group returned, they seemed to be quite on the verge of a mental breakdown, shouting about how the vines were coming alive and controlling the dead. I mean, it's all quite a bit beyond my realm of experience.
Jiggles, we may need to look further into this at some point, but it may be possible that I point to this like Jiggles wasn't there with Dottie, so he just explains the Dottie thing. But it may be possible that there is some kind of I don't know how to explain, like a magical interference, perhaps. This all sounds like magic. Theoretically, if this star or wizard or ship or whatever landed from somewhere else, it could be affecting the landscape. In doing so, maybe perhaps the dispelling would be for the best.
Again, as I said before, there is many stories, but there is always a truth. There's the way I see it. A ship did fall from the sky, or something fell from the sky, or this moonshine is quite quite the stuff. Maybe we should try. Well, maybe you should try some. If you disappear, then then we know that there's proof. It's.
Do not think the moonshine is making people disappear.
Well,
but I do like the idea of trying some. Actually, no, he doesn't say that in front of the mayor.
There are several threads. We just need to pick through it. It is strange. Do you think the mayor would reward us for this?
We can but ask. Yet you are probably the most astute at business of us.
Acknowledgement from you? How interesting.
I said astute, I did not say trustworthy.
So we're looking to secure a bag out of looking into the ship landing, right?
I figured much. I mean, we're doing it anyway, and I guess if we can keep the mayor in our pocket, that's good.
I guess so. Okay.
They don't know why we're here, or why we've been paid to be here.
Mm-hmm. You're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, so I take a step forward. I get a little closer to the mayor, a little in friendly distance, let's say. And I just go, we are, of course, happy to investigate Pickin Road. This ship, boat of fire, dueling mages, magical, some kind of thing. We all don't know what it is, and we would like to find out. If you would like to hire us to do so.
They sort of look at each other. Yes, well, the treasury of Saddleworth, the mayor clears his throat. I can't say it's bursting from the seams, but I'd be willing to pay each of you 10 gold pieces for news of what has happened at Pickin Road. And if you were able to perhaps dispatch whatever wickedness is causing these problems, we would be most grateful as well. Right, Miles says. We'd even be willing to recognize you as protectors of the pear plantations, which is a sort of local honorarium in Saddleworth, and we'll give you a 5% discount on all wares and purchases when you're here as a representative of the merchants. I'm kind of going Australian a little bit.
Which I like. I love that.
As representative of the merchants here in Saddleworth, I can definitely make sure that everyone recognizes your honorary title.
A title is always welcomed. We might, however, be in life-threatening danger. Could you add 3 gold to the pile?
Go ahead and make a diplomacy check. Does anyone want to aid? It seems we've mostly all been a part of this conversation.
Yeah, I'll aid.
Yeah.
Okay, so before you roll Jet, let's see what the aids come through with.
14 for me.
14 is not enough. We're looking for a 15 to get that +1.
What are just a flat D20?
Plus diplomacy.
Okay. Can I use society if I'm pulling up my what's it called again?
I think Jet is using.
Body graces.
Oh, yes.
Okay, then that's 21.
Okay, go ahead and take a +1 on this Jet.
Lovely. And so I'm doing a what kind of roll?
Diplomacy.
Diplomacy. 1d20 plus so a +1 plus the 5 diplomacy, so +6. Okay, let's see. 21.
Hey.
Yeah, right. We're kind of in a dire spot, Miles says. So he goes ahead and he opens up his coin purse and he pulls out 6 gold and kind of offers it to you. I'll offer you this 6 gold up top, and then the 30 gold altogether for when you return with any news and hopefully a solution to our problems. Pickin Road is a great trading partner, and with luckily we were able to use the river, the East Selland River, to deliver our goods even further to Isan and abroad. But with the road to Pickin Road shut down, our caravans aren't making it through to Isan, and we haven't heard nothing from the capital in terms of help or aid. Typical business as usual, I suppose.
Understood. We will make sure that Pickin Road is being cleared up and being made ready for further business.
Yes, the mayor says, we can't afford to lose any more people to whatever nastiness has taken over the village.
How far would you say Pickin Road is from here?
It should be about a 2 days journey. Yes.
You okay?
Unfortunately, we don't have any horses to spare. You may have heard about the great horse crisis that struck this region a few years ago. So
Yeah, yes, the crisis.
Ah, yes, the horse crisis.
they kind of clear their throat and like tug at their collars a little bit. Times were very hard, and we're lucky to have made it through.
Of course. We will do all we can. We thank you for your candor.
That explains so much about why it takes so long to get anywhere in Gaul. They ate all their horses.
Yeah.
They ate the horses, bro.
I mean, when you got a new government every other week, every fortnight, what else are we supposed to do?
Crises happen. Crises happen.
I guess
Delicious,
you're right.
delicious
I guess
spices.
you're right. You know, someone would be able to fix that.
Yeah, horse breeder.
Someone of a certain French accent person who would be able to fix that. That's crazy. Anyways, we will walk there. I guess no other choice. We will return in 4 days. Then I guess.
Then we will be looking out for you. Thank you.
4 to 5. Do not make it too much. Not wait up for us too much.
Of course.
What time is it roughly now?
You have not been in Saddleworth for very long. Let's say it's been an hour since you arrived.
Okay.
Hour and a half at most, but no, it's not. You're not spending that long at these places. 15 minutes at the most.
So it's good to set off, or do you guys want to try and rest first?
Midday. I mean, if you want to
Midday?
head
Yeah,
off.
seems like a good time.
Do we? Do we think it's the? I assume we've moved away from the mayor now.
Yes, thank you. Right, may the gods bless your journey, each and every one of you.
Yeah. Shake their hands and nod my thanks.
Do not shake hands. I only nod thanks. At this point, you might almost assume that Jet has a thing for germs, like a thing against germs, actually.
Duly noted. So, do you think, the three of us are up to this task? We are a shoonie down, as it were. Do you think we should seek help, or just?
I am a mercenary, as they say.
I do not think we are going to find any mercenaries here. The people who aren't already tending to shop seem terrified. If we are lucky, they mentioned that there were caravans on the way. We could always try to make a deal with somebody, hire someone, probably some kind of mercenary guard, stuck waiting to get past this obstacle. We can take them with us on the way.
This is true. Yes, well, I mean, I do not need to eat or sleep or anything, so I'm good to go.
Well, I too am good. I traveled quite late.
Just a question. Has my coat been fixed? Yes, right?
Yeah.
Thank God. Yeah, I dust off the coat and I ready.
Okay.
Very well.
3 of you head out east towards the strange sky on the horizon.
Mm-hmm.
Several hours pass, and as you walk, you pass a few what look to be like scorched farms and orchards on the sides of the roads. One orchard in particular, you can see as if all of the leaves just curled and dried in a wave of heat. That something came whooshing along.
Oh, can I actually, as we're passing by this, because Jiggles, that reminds me. One thing that seems strange, that Jet and I were speaking to the young lady about, she thought the star was a ship. It seemed as crazy as everybody else, but then she mentioned that she'd gone missing for an indeterminate amount of time and reappeared in the village.
More like a sailing ship, or like a skiff, or a rowboat?
She was specific. She said it was a star ship, a ship of stars. a ship, a ship of the stars, perhaps some kind of a enchanted guy, maybe an airship crashing, perhaps. But the fact that it is in line with everything else we know, especially that which Darren told us, seems odd. It also lends credence to the Moonshine Mama's disappearance upon burping.
Well, I think we need to look at the facts at the base level. We know something fell from the sky. We don't know the description, so let's label that as an object. There is several reports of people losing time, so could it be a temporal disruption? They have just been kidnapped?
It stands to reason if there is a magical disturbance here, a temporal disruption would not be out of the picture.
True. I mean, that Dottie just looked like an idiot. Maybe she just fell over and got lost.
I do not think so, Jiggles.
God, Jiggles. I'm glad I know you personally, Retro. Otherwise, I'd be like, wait, what the fuck?
She was missing for a long time and was obviously in shock. She had not simply fallen over.
There is several mentions to burning skies, acid and rain. Do you know anything that can cause those effects, or any spells of that magnitude?
I mean, I know. I do know acid splash. I do acid splash for a second, but nothing that could do anything like this. And I point to the trees, which are obviously massively affected by something very hot coming through. You said,
yeah.
Whatever it was must have been huge, because this entire field is wrecked.
I'm Jiggles. Joyce. Jet, I feel that we've traveled together for a while now. I feel like I need to share this. Jiggles pulls aside the cloak, and there's a picture of a campfire with a big red symbol for it. I do not do well with burning things. It says here on the picture. There's not much I fear, but the flames, the burning, it has me on edge.
I love that it's like I'm showing the tag.
Oh, it's a tag. Yeah, it's like a do not put your fire tag on the
I don't
door.
do well with fire. It says so here. Like I have never tried. It says so though. I love that. That is
wash
so good.
with care.
That's nice. I like that. Yeah.
Wash with care. Do not
Wash
put it in the dryer.
Yeah, that's nice.
I just look at Jiggles and I go, oh, Jiggles, when have I not protected you, huh?
Yeah, well, that is true. I think I'm feeling positive. We can do this. What's a bit of singe and scorch, and I mean a bit of twine that can be repaired, I suppose. But you get the feeling they are not 100% behind the words. So.
If I may, Jiggles, you are entirely twine material, right?
Well, that's a very personal question, but yes.
I apologize. I'm unaware. So Jiggles, to look at Jiggles, last time I mentioned he was like a sack boy with a cloak on. Does he have eyes and he creates a mouth, right?
He's got like black recesses, and whenever they cast, you see almost like coal embers, and depending on the strength of the casting, they burn brighter. So.
Right. Only a theory, of course, and please say if I speak out of turn, but if it comes to it and we do have to deal with any kind of fire, we could theoretically douse you in water, right? Like if we just dunk you to make you sodden, and you should have a better fighting chance.
Yes, as long as you don't dry me out in some kind of special machine, we should be good.
Yes, I see you have another tag there that says not to put you in any machines that exude
well,
air.
I didn't plan on showing you that, but yes.
No windmills, I suppose it's dangerous for you know.
So, what about you? You know, what are you made of? You know,
Mostly
I assume
flesh, I must be honest.
I assume you're squishy and gooey like all the other ones. You know.
I cannot disagree. I am squishy, I am gooey, but yes, I also do not particularly like fire. Still, we should work together to make sure that we do not suffer any ill fates. I think that despite our differences of opinion, we only have each other out here. We can agree for now that we should watch each other's backs.
Well, I definitely think so. Joyce is, you know, I feel that we know each other well enough now. You know, you can watch me. I can watch you while you sleep. You know.
You keep saying that. I don't know if I need that much watching, Jiggles, but I appreciate the gesture. I as an elf, I don't really need to sleep that much anyway, or half elf.
I don't know why.
Did you watch
me
Jet
to
when she
watch
slept?
people sleep? You know,
Like you've been with Jet for a long time.
Sleep.
You watched Jet sleep?
Of course, that is how he protected me. I need.
Oh, you are aware of
protection
this?
when
I was.
Well, of
confused.
course I am. Of course I
Okay,
am.
all right. I didn't
Exactly.
realize it was a closer relationship. I am honestly jealous.
Well, I mean, that time in the Fog Mountains, you know, I saved her life. She, you know, I warned her of this imminent attack, and you know, we formed these bonds through shared adventures, you know. And I'm trying to offer to watch you sleep, and you seem to refuse it.
I am a light sleeper, and I feel that I appreciate the offer, but perhaps in the future, who knows? Perhaps I will have call for the beady eyes of yourself upon my person as I slumber.
Oh well, I hope that we can reach that point, meet Zach. That's be good.
Quite sure. But in the meantime, we will keep some water close if anything comes to Singe. That sounds good.
Well, I will take your offer, Jiggles. It is very nice to have a person always watch my back. Always.
Yet it's always a pleasure to you know, I always got you.
I think Joyce thinks of Bork for a moment and gets a bit despondent, but carries on walking anyway.
Aw.
That Bork was one of a kind. I warmed to him. He was. I'm sad to see him go, but I wish him well.
You'll see him again. He is a good friend, and he is going to help me with my dates. So will make sure that I return for that.
Yes, I never thought I would be this close to a dog.
You do not like dogs?
No.
Ah, it's fair.
As you turn the corner here, there's like some trees in the way as you've been walking and talking. Just off the path, through the underbrush, Jet and Joy, you both spy the dull colors of a patchwork blanket covered in a dusty, ashy substance, as if it is wrapping up a small, precious package.
Do you see that, Jet?
What? I take a step closer to it.
Jet, you can see as you kind of step closer, you can see the bundle undulating slightly.
Oh, lovely.
As you step closer, you can see the underbrush sort of opens up, and just beyond it is an upturned wheelbarrow. And gasp! A dried out, desiccated husk of a corpse.
Oh.
So that the corpse is under the cloth, or just nearby the cloth?
It's beyond it,
Oh,
next to the upturned wheelbarrow. But the patchwork blanket that's undulating slightly is closest to you.
I take careful steps closer. I think
I'll walk up with her.
I think I'm taking the gun.
Okay.
Bear with me here. And then like kind of like hands off trigger and all that kind of stuff. I'm taking it and kind of prodding it and maybe like moving the blanket a little bit so that I can see what's like underneath.
Okay.
Like
Careful, Jet.
not very hard, not like a big thing, but just like because I have a suspicion of what it is, and she doesn't like it.
As you move the blanket, it shifts just enough so that the underside of it, just like where the four corners have kind of come together, sort of open up. And all of a sudden there's a flash of fur and a yowl as a cat like springs out at you and like jumps on the butt of your gun.
I shake it around wildly to get it off.
It's growling and yowling. It looks like a large feral farm cat, like orange with streaks of black, the same ashy, dirty substance on it. And you can see within its jowls is a somewhat engorged grasshopper that it seems to have freshly caught.
Jet, relax. It is just a cat.
I do not like cats.
You don't like cats or dogs? What?
I point the gun at it.
Whoa. Hold on, okay. Jet turned on. Okay, it's okay. We can. Whoa, it is just a cat, Jet. Here, kitty.
You can roll nature or perception.
Okay. I want a perception for a cat, but that's better than my nature, so okay. Ugh, I got that one for 4.
Oh,
TPK by cat.
The cat like looks at you for a moment and then like turns around and darts off and disappears in the underbrush.
I love cats. That is unfortunate. Well,
Okay.
at least it wasn't anything dangerous. But I do worry about.
Finished?
Yes, there was a cat. It was scared. It was scared and it ran away. I don't think I scared it. I think the cat was just scared. We liberated it. Cats love me, actually. But
I
I'm
put
concerned
away
about
the gun.
body.
Yeah,
Can
the
I-
body, is it like... is
Yeah,
it
can we
an
go up to the
older
body?
Person?
Okay.
Is it...
Medicine or perception to investigate it.
Okay.
Medicine. Oh,
No.
Now might be a good time for a guidance spell.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, I'll give Jet guidance, but I've just rolled this 18, so I also can't guidance on Jet.
Okay.
it's pretty good. 1d20 plus 5.
For perception or medicine?
Or perception.
And
Perception.
Joy,
My
what did
medicine is bad.
Joy, what did you
I got
roll
an 18.
for perception?
I rolled for perception.
Okay. So, and sorry, 18. So you both got 18. Interesting. Twinsies.
It is. Oh wait, the guidance gives +1, so 19.
19.
Oh, yeah, cool. No twinsies.
No twinsies. Or you can be like my twin brother who like lords it over me that he's 2 hours older.
Oh my.
It's important.
Those 2 hours, a lot happened.
Yeah, I had to take my time. I always arrive fashionably late.
There you go.
As the two of you are looking at this body, it's the body of a human female who seems to have died from severe loss of blood. This is obvious because there are several large holes that have pierced the body through their clothing and small animal claw marks where they were grabbed, holding them firmly. It also appears to be at least a week old, just from rotting and desiccation.
I mean, it is clear that this person was trying to protect the cat from whatever blasted through. That's for sure. However, they themselves got absolutely annihilated.
That said, if the cat has been, if this body has been here this long, the cat would not have been under a blanket this entire time.
Yes. I suppose you are right. However, it could just make the blanket its home base. Always returning to the blanket, always staying underneath, warmth, cats might be smarter than we think.
I don't know. I rolled a 1, so I couldn't say.
You can see that the cat, the
I know
blanket,
nothing about cats.
the blanket was there are several objects inside the blanket bundle. It seems to have spilled out of the wheelbarrow. Most likely this person was escaping or fleeing with whatever objects they had and were using the wheelbarrow to cart them.
Interesting.
What
Which
do we
direction
see?
were they heading? Sorry.
They were
They're
heading,
heading our way, back towards the
West.
town.
you would guess, towards Saddleworth.
Yeah.
Several, in fact, around the body as well are spilled several a wrapped sack of clothing and like some general housewares, like a candlestick holder, maybe like a few plates or cups or something. You also find, so all of that together is worth 8 gold pieces if you want to sell those. You want to steal from this corpse that you found along the road. Within the bundles, you also find a Leaper's Elixir, an alchemical item.
Interesting. What does that do?
I'm guessing it gives you a bonus to jumps.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Leaper's...
I don't think I'd want to take any of the personal effects, but the elixir, certainly. I think maybe I can put them back in the barrel and put it near the corpse, I guess. Unless somebody else can do anything.
We can get them on the way back. It's not a problem.
I mean, does she have cute outfits?
No.
We glance at the villager lying dead in the street. Probably not.
No, definitely not.
Bad. Okay, well. The cat is gone.
For 1 minute after drinking this elixir, you can high jump or long jump as a single action instead of 2 actions.
Ooh.
If you do, you don't perform the initial stride, nor do you fail if you don't stride 10 feet. So yeah, you're able to just jump. Normally leaping is a stride and then the jump, a 2 action move.
2 actions, yeah. Okay, interesting. That might be handy for me if we're getting on roofs or high places.
I hand her the potion. That seems smart.
There's also a writing kit with drawings of fruit and various insects.
Oh, interesting.
And you also find inside this writing kit some arcane scribblings. That looks like a scroll of some sort.
Oh?
I'm assuming it's arcane.
I think so.
Yeah, we'll take a hit then. Can I roll Arcana on that, or is it just like we don't know?
So right, you can. The cool thing about Pathfinder 2E is that if you're trained in Arcana, Nature, Religion, or Occult, like those are your ways of identifying objects or spells within those 4 spellcasting traditions.
Oh, okay.
So you can roll Arcana or Occult to identify this.
Got a 22 in Arcana.
Ooh,
I'm
22.
very excited to say that I am not trained in any of those.
Great. You are not
Lovely.
magical whatsoever.
Yup.
I got an 11.
Jiggles, as you look at this, you identify it as a scroll of grim tendrils.
Perfect for Jiggles.
Well, Jiggles can't cast it because it's not within their magic tradition. It is an arcane or occult tradition, and Jiggles casts from the divine tradition.
Shocking. Fully shocking.
I do
Look,
have heal as a
there's
spell.
evil
Who
divine
knew?
things.
Then if you don't mind, Jiggles, I will hold on to this. It seems like something I could make use of sometime.
By all means, as long as I can be there to watch it, it sounds quite fun.
Well, and
Yeah, I pocket it.
because you have a spell book, you actually can copy this spell into your spell
Oh,
book.
of course, yeah. Yeah, then I guess I will take that. I will open my
It would take a little. There's some time.
Okay,
It's
then
a-
I'll
it's
just start pouring over it as we go along. as
It's
I
a
walk along.
downtime activity for sure.
Oh, sweet, cool, got it. Okay, I'll pocket it for now. Pop in it goes.
You also find 30 silver pieces and 28 copper pieces.
Ooh. Okay.
How long will it take to bury this woman?
At least an hour.
Hmm,
I'm not sure you have any shovels.
we don't have the time to do that. I don't have any spells that will just move earth around fast.
No, we little rest here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take a moment to just like put her in sitting up by a tree or something, just in a more peaceful position before we move on.
Okay. Great. Then you do that, and you continue on down the road. As the sun begins to set, you spy a campfire off in the distance, and a group of people huddled around it. And that
Goodness, I'm starving.
is where we'll end our session for today.
Hey.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna take a cantrip to dig grave or something. It's gonna come up a lot, I reckon.
Okay. Go back to some. Let's get out of this creepy music.
Spooky.
Sleepy.
Oh, I made so many notes that session.
Nice. I love to hear it.
Glad someone's doing that.
Well, thanks so much for playing today, guys, everyone.
Thank
Thank you
running.
for running.
Thank
Thanks
you,
so
yeah,
much.
good.
Dear viewers, we will be back in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Do y'all do it? You do it this way, but Germans do
2
it
weeks.
this way.
This way, really?
1, 2.
Huh.
I think that's how. This is a stupid fact. How Dutch people used to check if you were German or not. They would ask you how, like back in the war days, let's say, like the 1940s. They would be like, "Could you hold up the number 2 for me?" And if they would go like this, it would be Dutch, and if they would go like this, they would be German.
What if they like throw the
So
horns?
no.
Because there's that whole scene in Inglourious Bastards where
That too.
they catch the American because he does 3 instead of 3.
Yeah.
Ah, nice.
I do 3 like this too, though. That's how
Yeah.
I was taught in the Netherlands. But
Anyway,
anyways.
so we will be back in 2 weeks, whichever one you choose, and hopefully with a new cast member. If you're interested in playing with us or in playing with any Manapod streams, you join our Discord or fill out the Google form. Where you can apply and let us know every now and then. One of the captains will check the Google form when they're looking to cast their next show, and if you're in it, you have a better chance of being notified. Also, just like say hi, like talk to us on Twitter or through Discord, and just like say it.
That's how I got my spot
Nice.
here. I literally went on Twitter and I said, I want to be in the stream.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's true.
And I was
then-
like, oh,
And a pot was like,
fellow queer person in Europe. Yes, hello.
why not? Yes, hi. Hello, hi.
So please do so. Before I sign off or anything, let's go ahead and meet our cast one last time and give us our plugs, starting with Retro Ted.
Hello, I'm Retro Ted. I have been playing Jiggles the Clown, and that is not my nature, as Grifu can attest to.
And your name.
I am still Retro Ted. I can't remember if I said it. I will be streaming on Wednesday afternoon. LA Noir. Hopefully we can start getting some. I think we Homicide or Vice. I think we're in Vice now.
Oh.
But yes, it's good. I'm enjoying it. And then we'll be back on Thursday with our Baldur's Gate 2 playthrough. So exciting times.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Pan. You can find me on Twitter at Stellar Encore. You can hear me here on Thursday. This Thursday coming, actually, I'll be streaming with Hexwood Heroes, doing Horizons Unknown. You can also catch me doing Cosmopunk, Spectre in the Fog, and Morning Blues. And you can also see me doing Vice, but that's just me doing crimes.
Oh, I thought I recognised him.
Yeah, that's me. I love crime.
Be gay to crime. Hi, everyone. It's me, your friend Inez. Today I played Jet. No last name Jet. Who's just very fun to play. I had so much fun playing her today again. We found out that she doesn't like cats or dogs. Does she like any other animal? Who knows? Stick around. Every Monday we're right here. It's so fun. Let's see. My social media is at Inez666. TikTok and Twitter is the most active, let's say. I'm currently on my TikTok going through a hair journey where I'm taking hair vitamins, and so in a week I'll check back with you all, and you'll get to see the
It's
results.
looking good. Looking
Thank you so
voluminous.
much. I mean,
big volume.
I did shower today, and it does feel very different, but
Nice.
we'll get into it, later. Every 2 weeks on Wednesday, this Wednesday being one of them, I'm playing in a Vampire the Masquerade game on Lightfoot Rogue, their channel. And it's going to be very fun. It's going to be very chaotic this session. It's going to be very interesting. I'm very excited. And I hope you come watch. It's going to be super fun. Thank you.
And I have been the host and GM for today's session of our Pathfinder 2e actual play, Champignons de la Liberté, Crifu Bernal. You can find me on Twitch and Instagram at Crifu Bernal. A lot of folks think it's pronounced Trifu, which is very awkward in the mouth, I feel like.
Rifu.
Crifu. You would never look at Chris and say, that must be Triss.
Triss, yeah. Of
Yeah,
course.
I will now.
Yeah, me too.
Do
Actually.
that. Okay.
I will be streaming over at my Twitch channel tomorrow and my bi-weekly, at this point, Quest for Infamy stream as we continue the Quest for Infamy through a quite crass game. It's fun, but like some of the humor in it is clearly written by cis straight men. And coming from the Quest for Glory games, which was written by a hippie woman in the 90s, like it's different. The humor is a lot less wholesome and a lot more unfortunate. Plus, there's like really naked ladies sometimes that just for no good reason. But anyway, we're playing through it. We'll see, I'll give you the full review at the end. And then on Wednesday, I'll be back on over at the Capricorn Cross, twitch.tv/the Capricorn Cross, for the continuation of our Pathfinder 2e Wrath of the Righteous actual play. So, please follow us all on social media and join the Discord and all of that good stuff. And we will be back in 2 weeks for the next episode.
You did 4.
Yeah, yeah. I'm.
Oh, you're
holding-
swearing at me.
We'll be back in 2 weeks for the next episode of Champignons de la Liberté. Stay tuned for the raid, everyone, and have a wonderful night.
Ciao.
Mwah.